Now, take a slow breath in and gently let it go, feeling the weight of your day melt off your chest as your body softens and your spirit settles into this moment. And as you breathe again, noticing how the mind begins to open, how the noise begins to fade, how the tension slowly dissolves, until all that remains is you, calm, aware, and ready to step into a completely new version of yourself. Inhale. Exhale. Close your eyes if you feel safe to do so. Allow your jaw to loosen. Allow your shoulders to fall away from your ears and invite your thoughts to quiet down. Because this is your time, this is your space. And this is the moment where your old life gently fades behind you and a new reality begins to take shape. Let your mind open. Let your heart open. Let your energy expand. And simply listen. Let's begin. I am ready to step into a completely new life, and I welcome the changes that are unfolding within me and around me, even the ones I cannot yet see. Because I trust that everything shifting is guiding me toward something better, something clearer, something more aligned with who I am becoming. I release the patterns that once kept me small, the habits that drained me, the beliefs that buried my potential, and the fears that convinced me to stay where my soul no longer belonged. And with every breath, I free myself from the weight of what I have outgrown. I forgive myself for the times I accepted less than I deserved, for the moments I doubted my worth, for the days I talked myself out of my own greatness. And I choose now to walk forward with compassion, knowing that every version of me was trying their best with the awareness they had. I allow myself to evolve, to rise, to change, to become someone I have never been before. And I give myself permission to let go of anything or anyone that cannot walk with me into the next chapter of my life. I am not tied to my past. I am guided by my future. And the future that calls me is brighter, softer, clearer, and filled with possibilities I once believed were out of reach. I am the type of person who grows, who learns, who transforms, who sheds old layers the moment they become too tight. And I honor the courage it takes to rebuild myself from the inside out. I am willing to let go of the old stories, the ones that told me I was stuck, the ones that told me I wasn't enough, the ones that told me that change wasn't possible for someone like me, because I finally understand that these stories were only reflections of past pain, not the truth of who I am. I step away from the version of myself that lived in survival mode, and I step into a version of myself who lives with clarity, intention, and self-respect. I choose peace over chaos, alignment over approval, purpose over comfort, and growth over familiarity. I choose to walk toward a life that feels meaningful, fulfilling, and deeply mine. I am becoming someone who trusts themselves fully, who moves with confidence, who speaks with calm certainty, who knows their worth without needing external validation to prove it. I am becoming someone who chooses actions aligned with my goals, who prioritizes my well-being, who honors my boundaries, and who treats myself with the same kindness I once reserved only for others. I am becoming someone who attracts opportunities, connections, and experiences that reflect my inner growth. Because I am finally aligned with the energy of the life I desire, I am becoming someone unafraid to start again, unafraid to rebuild, unafraid to walk away from anything that dims my spirit or limits my potential. I am becoming someone who wakes up with purpose and moves through the world with quiet power. I release the version of me that tolerated too much, carried too much, worried too much, and doubted too much. And I gently thank them for surviving what they had to, while I take their hand and guide them into a new chapter that feels softer and safer. I release the environments where I felt unseen, the conversations that drained my energy, the people who only loved the parts of me that were convenient for them, and the situations that kept me small. I release the guilt for wanting more, the shame for changing, and the fear of outgrowing what once felt familiar. Because I now understand that growth is not betrayal, it is evolution. I release the idea that I must shrink to be accepted. Stay silent to keep the peace, or hide my power to make others comfortable. And I reclaim every part of myself I once abandoned to fit into places never meant for me. I welcome new relationships that nourish my spirit, new opportunities that elevate my life, new habits that support my growth, and new beliefs that strengthen my confidence. I welcome abundance in all forms, emotional, spiritual, financial, physical, and I allow myself to receive without guilt, without hesitation. Without questioning my worth, I welcome the version of myself who stands tall, speaks truthfully, follows intuition, and honors alignment above everything. I welcome new beginnings, new blessings, new chapters, and new experiences that remind me how much life still has to offer. I welcome change because I now understand that change is not loss. It is transformation. I trust myself to handle whatever comes my way, to make decisions that honor my values, to walk away from what isn't meant for me, and to choose the path that leads to growth even when it feels unfamiliar. I trust that the universe is shifting in my favor, that doors are opening for me, that opportunities are aligning with my energy, and that everything meant for me is finding its way toward me even as I listen to these words. I trust the timing of my life. I trust the unfolding of my journey. I trust the strength within me that has carried me through every storm and continues to guide me toward brighter horizons. I trust myself now more than ever before. I am stepping into a future where I feel grounded, focused, resilient, and deeply connected to my purpose. I am stepping into a future where I wake with gratitude, move with intention, speak with confidence, and choose with clarity. I am stepping into a future where I no longer sabotage my potential, but instead nurture it with discipline, love, and unwavering self-belief. I am stepping into a future where my past no longer haunts me, where my mind no longer limits me, where my fears no longer control me, and where my dreams no longer feel out of reach. I am stepping into a completely new life, one that reflects the strength, healing, and wisdom I've gained along the way. Now, breathe in again, slowly, deeply, feeling your new reality forming inside you, and breathe out just as gently, letting the final fragments of your old life fall away like dust carried by the wind. Sit with this new feeling, this clarity, this calm, this quiet transformation. You are becoming. You are rising. You are stepping into a completely new life, and you are ready. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, press the thumbs up and share it with others. It helps spread the message of inner peace and self-discovery. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this.